Do you know where your arms should be at the top of your backswing? Do you understand that other golfers may be different than you? So a lot of times we look at where arms need to go in the golf swing, but we're comparing ourselves to people that aren't built like us. So let's talk about what we can do to get you on the right plane in your backswing. So I see a lot of golfers coming in and you hear the gamut of where their left arm should go and how it should feel and how deep should it be and how upright it should be and yada, yada, yada. Well, I'm here to tell you there's a real simple equation for it. And there's a lot of math behind it, and it's really simple. If your wingspan is longer than your height, your arms need to go higher than if your wingspan is shorter than your height. Your arms need to stay lower. And so for a lot of golfers, what I look for is when they take their left arm up, is we look at it kind of through that back shoulder, that right shoulder. If your wingspan is longer than your height, we want to see that left arm go a little bit above, maybe a little bit higher than that shoulder. And if your wingspan is a little lower or shorter than your height, you want to keep it a little bit tucked into that armpit, a little bit lower. And a lot of times what I see golfers getting themselves in trouble with is they're trying to get the lead arm deep and way behind them to get it inside out. I could rattle off 36 players that get their arms really high, it can swing it from the inside out. That has nothing to do with, I should say nothing, it doesn't have a lot to do with your inside out route. So if your arms want to go up, you can still work the club inside out. If your arms go up, you're just going to require a little more side bend to make the club shallow out in the downswing. But the problem becomes if your arms go up and they're supposed to be lower because they're shorter, you're going to have to lean and bend a whole heck of a lot to get the club back to the ground because your arms aren't long enough. And then conversely, if your arms are too long and you're trying to keep them really low, you're going to lift and get them back up in order to match up to where they're supposed to be. So what we want to do is, one, we want to figure out, is your wingspan longer than your height, or is your wingspan equal to your height, or is your wingspan shorter than your height? Simple tape measure, line up on a wall, take a buddy, one of the two, mark the spots at the end of your fingertips, see how that is versus your height. It's not really a hard math equation. Then that'll give you an idea of whether you should swing your arms up or swing them more around. So let's say your arms are a little longer than your height. A good feel for my players that want to swing their arms higher than or arms are longer than their height, we want to feel like we're swinging our arm up into our bicep. We're trying to chew on our left bicep or your lead arm. You made that backswing, you want to be like, nomming down on that thing, right? And if it gets too low, I can't eat my bicep. So a lot of golfers, I want their arms going up higher in the backswing. I want it to go up, or they're trying to eat their bicep. We get that feel, club travels up a little higher, we can get a little bend, we can swing through. It also creates a nice little space. Now, if your arms are a little shorter, what I tell them is I want you to try and feel like your left arm goes underneath your right armpit, and we feel like it goes low and underneath here. And so now we feel it kind of go more across our chest, keeping our arms down. It doesn't have to be exactly in those spots, but we're trying to keep it in a window. And then obviously the more specific we get with the measuring, the better we can put you in that spot. But for sake of argument and for YouTube, and I don't know who you are or how you're built, this is good enough for now. So we want to feel our arms go up. Now, if you're a long arm player, you can get away from that feeling of feeling like you're always coming over the top because your arms are instinctively higher. They're on their natural body track. You can now let them drop back down into the slot and get running. Same thing if your arms are too short. If your arms are too short, you're trying to go up. Well, now you got to bend, and you slide. Maybe you can't get enough turn. Maybe you're stuck out hitting these blocks out into right field. So there's a lot of matchups in golf that we have to be aware of. And so I like to preach to my players, we got to build a golf swing for you, not a golf swing you see on TV. And so what we want to work on here is, again, if you're long-armed, you want to go all the way up, feel like you're munching on your bicep. If you've got a short wingspan, feel like it stays underneath your right armpit. And those should help match up and get away from the short arm guy trying to lean down to the ball, or the long arm guy that's too low trying to lift it up over the plane and hit a shot. But to simply have the idea and the knowledge and the know-how that if my wingspan is longer than my height, arms go up. Wingspan is shorter than my height, arms stay down, and then see what happens from there in your downswing. So I hope this quick, simple tip helps you get a little bit better with your backswing and your downswing techniques. If you like the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Leave a comment below and tell me what you want to see. Till then, practice hard, play well.